Hello everyone, this is Ram from CrossMind Studio. I recently discovered a new tool for creative planning, organizing research and creative projects called xTiles. I have used it on few projects. In fact, I used it on my latest teaser trailer project which I shared with you guys on the Twitter and Instagram last week. So this is made for an electric auto product launch for a brand from India. There were several other things I had to deliver on this project like CGI product shoot, short teasers for the social media campaign, still image renders and artworks for the banners and the websites. So this project was done using Blender 3.2 using Cycles and EV render engine. So today I will be introducing you to this new tool as well as take you through some of the boards that I made for the project using xTiles. So this was a very new and unique experience. Let's dive into it and see what the xTiles is all about. So you can visit the xtiles.app and sign up for free. xtiles.app. It helps you organize your research and planning and all the data into a tileable layout in a flexible visual format, which is super intuitive and makes the data fun to read, arrange and access. So before I start sharing the project boards and give you more details, let me give you a 1-minute rundown of what's happening on the screen when you open the xTiles for the first time. So you can visit the official website xtiles.app and sign up for free. Once you land on your dashboard of the xTiles, this is what you see. Here you can see a very few projects are already lined up as I have used it on a few recent projects so far. You have a project panel on the left and you can also add workspaces, for instance, to categorize commercial projects, YouTube projects, portfolio help if you are running multiple studios or into different groups, etc. So you can just categorize your spaces here, and once you enter any project you will see an infinite canvas which can be populated with any sort of tiles which you can just simply create by dragging and dropping. You can convert these tiles into any sort of blog, could be hyperlinks, text, videos, visuals, photos, audio, and also on the top you can see there are multiple tabs you can add and scale your project in any way you want. And there are several other things you can do, like you can add sub pages, you can link things in between. So just open the xTiles and canvas is responsive. Just design and layout is going to guide your tiles according to the things in the surrounding. Just open the xTiles and I think it's going to be the most easiest thing to understand and begin with once you start clicking and dropping things on it. So starting with the project, here is the teaser that I made during my most recent project. Turnaround time was quite short. We had around 2 to 3 weeks, out of which we had only about a week or 10 days for the final 3D animation and rendering. And the teaser was made using Blender 3D. Other than the teaser, we also had to deliver CGI product photo shoot and a bunch of promotional material like 5-second shots, the typical social media campaign that you see nowadays for the products. There was a lot of information flowing from the client side like the CAD data, very heavy files, the assemblies, the color finish material, charts and the list of the product shoes. Quite some work was running parallel on the client side as well, and we were collaborating with a few other agencies like the ones were making websites and the AR and projection mapping stuff as well. So I decided to put it all together into xTiles and added all the people working on it from my side and the client side and the agencies. So any movement and progress happening in this project was instantly notified and reached everyone in the real time. So for me, running the small studio with small team, this was an easy thing to set up and begin and experiment with for the first time. So let's open my project board. So first thing on my dashboard, you can see multiple project thumbnails which are ongoing projects, and out of which we will be discussing a project board which is called EV, short for the electric vehicle, which is under the brand mantra. And once I open the project, you will see it opens a page with a lot of information going on, but this is just the first tab and multiple tabs on the top which are basically holding different kind of information as the name suggests. And within the project I kept adding tabs as the project progressed on the different stages. Pretty typical flow of the boards. You might be aware of these as we have discussed plenty of similar examples in previous workshops and tutorials. So starting from the inputs, research, style frames, pre-production, basically all the way to the renders and the final animations. So here is the first tab called inputs, where I have all the basic information about the product, delivery dates, the brand guidelines, and a bit of planning to kickstart the project and achieve it within a few weeks timeline. So most essential things for anyone working on this project to recollect in case of questions. This was like a project dashboard, all the product specs, assemblies, CAD files coming from the CAD softwares, physical texture samples, information pattern dashboards, and stickers of the outer chassis, It's all here into one main dashboard. So list of the deliverables is a long list of renders. This is sort of like a project tracking sheet we had to deliver for the CGI product shoot. And also there is a list of teasers and trailers within the same page. The project coordinator and the producers from the client side were added to this board, and it was easy to track progress on the daily basis, comment and suggest things from within the app. So CFM inputs is basically breakdown of color finish material. So the breakdown of the industrial materials used to create the vehicle, which we had to recreate in the CGI. And exteriors were pretty simple, but interiors had specific textures, and there were some transitions and varying surfaces carrying different gloss levels and the textures. So we had to be really careful about these things. But the good part was that the spec sheet had very detailed description of the gloss levels of the materials, and I had physical samples of the textures in hand to judge the look. Yeah, and then CFM test here, basically we took quite a few renders and just threw the vehicle in different random scenarios just to test out the look of the vehicle in CGI in many random scenarios, day and night lights, just to see if the materials were responding well to the light or not. So the visual references here are pretty straightforward, like we have been following these practices in previous tutorial projects, just a visual inspiration board. So this is like a stage where we are just collecting our thoughts and collecting the thoughts from the client side and putting all the visuals just to see where we stand, where the client stands. Basically we are trying to read the visuals, the ideas that are coming from the team. So especially when you're dealing with the short deadlines, you don't have enough time to explore style frames much. This is a very standard practice, I'm pretty sure you must be aware of. So the communication with the client was pretty good, and so we asked them to add a few images, basically the first thoughts that came to their mind when thinking about this teaser. So pretty much in line with the early description which client shared with us. So these references were to the point, but we used a couple more references for light treatment and camera angles mostly. The one here was pretty good hint for the interior lighting. We used similar light bars to show the travel of the light, suggesting moving vehicle and revealing dashboard with these moving lights. And this was a good transition for the top teaser. First the lights travel on the outer rim of the body, and from there we reveal the top of the vehicle, which basically starts moving. The lights turn on and you can see the road is moving under the vehicle. Pretty standard visual reference board here, and all the comments and suggestions are here on these photos and tiles you can see here. So then the next tab is the style frames. Although this was a short time frame that we had, we still managed to make a few style frames. So the good part was that we had to make a teaser in which everything is just about the silhouettes. So the one thing we were sure about were that the lighting is going to be just about the rim lights and none of the surfaces will be lit. So compared to the fully lit scenes, the detailed scenes, this seemed more manageable to achieve in the tight deadlines. So since the surfaces of the vehicle is glossy, all we had to do was play with the lights and play with the textures. So we used plenty of HDR and EXR textures, a few scans of the physical lights, and then we tried to stretch those patterns and textures just to create illusion of moving lights on the roads and the speed lines. So the coordinates of the textures were moving, so it's not actually the vehicle which is moving in the teaser. All of that is the texture to fake the moving vehicle and display the contours around the head and tail lights. Very simple technique. These are also used to create interesting shadow with the textures, and the same thing falling on the dashboard gave us a sense of moving vehicle. So this was a great way to reveal the parts of the vehicle, but at the same time not reveal everything. You see some parts here, some parts there, but not everything altogether. Any information which was flowing from the client toward us, we kept adding all that here and added the team members to the board to whomever we collaborated with. So I could see the comments from the team and clients on the board and images and respond to their queries easily on day-to-day basis, and others could see it as well. So we also did explore a few color options, but associating with the colors is always a challenge for a brand. This requires some critical thinking. So instead of adding colors in the background, we ended up using an effect of the speed lines. Yeah, so light was the only option to play around with, and this worked well for us. And the final frames here, the next tab, then a quite standard storyboard that we made using the style frames. So the client wanted to reveal as little as possible about the vehicle and used another trailer, which was a final reveal trailer for the reveal. So if you have seen the recent series about the show title design, this was a similar practice. So animation and edit were derived from the music. The whole storyboard was based on the soundtrack we had. So if you listen to the track, it clearly suggests the motion and differentiates the fast and slow moving shots. But this was really a lifesaver. I was able to visualize with so much ease with the track in the hand, and I won't be able to play the sound in this video. It usually ends up with a copyright claim on the YouTube. So even though it's licensed or all that formality I'll have to do to remove the copyright claim. So instead I'm just going to leave the link in the description. You can watch it there on the Vimeo in high resolution. So as the project progressed, we kept adding more and more tabs, and xTiles have few really great features like unlimited scroll, and you can also keep adding tabs, and you can link list and text from these tabs, and most importantly you can create sub pages, which is a superb tool for script writing and large research database. So it was easy to present the stuff to the client and take feedback. Everything was there in one project board, and if anything from the past meetings were needed to recollect, we could easily go back and forth, jump to the previous sessions, and just bring back the information and just update the checklist and deliverables, etc. So it was really easy for everyone in the team to keep up with everyday updates, comments and suggestions. Though I have tried it on a very small project here, I'm really going to give it another try and try it on something bigger, and let's see how it turns out. So this was a great opportunity for me to explore this tool. I have this teaser on Vimeo. Go check this out, link is in the description, and let me know your thoughts about it. This was absolutely fun project. I really learned a lot on this project, sort of my first attempt on automobile teaser, but I hope to do more in the future. I really had good time working with some really great people. Also do check out xTiles. You can sign up for free and start using it for up to 1000 blocks, which should be plenty for the personal projects. And if you are making short films, product commercial or portfolio, or even a college project, or even planning a website, this tool can be used in many ways. Sign up using the link in the description and comment below, and share your experience about the xTiles in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. If you come across some interesting tips, useful tips, do share with me. And these past few months have been really busy ones for me. I'm really looking forward to getting back to my channel typical routine. Let's catch up soon, maybe on a live stream or something. Take care everyone. Bye bye. I'll see you guys in the next video.